fucking shit, you guys. We have got a really big fucking problem coming our way. Now, some of you might be a little bit freaked out about what exactly I'm trying to say here. Well, it recently came to my attention on Andal's channel about one of his rants called, specifically, link to his channel down in the comment section below, YouTube is killing the horror community. And after listening to that video, I'm starting to get a little bit paranoid here. Now, here's the thing when it comes to what exactly Andal himself said, and I'm going to be giving my own personal summary on what it is. Basically, what's supposedly going on right now is YouTube is starting to, and advertisers, both of them in cohorts with one another, are going after the horror community. You know, people like myself, people like Andal, people like, Sir Horror, people like so many other different groups. Well, I don't know about Sir Horror, but still. But let's just say now that advertisers and so many other groups out there are now trying to attack the horror community. And they've actually recently been trying to start doing this. And, I've always sat there and gotten rather pissed off, why exactly my views aren't as high as they used to be, or things like that. And there's a big reason why that's the case. I thought it was because of the fact that nobody was watching my content. That's not even it. The main reason why exactly people are not able to watch my content is because YouTube and advertisers are not wanting to have anything to do with the horror community. Now, of course, why exactly is this even the case? Why are people sitting there and all of a sudden going after the horror community now? What exactly did the horror community do to any of these people? Well, main reason being is family-friendly crap. I mean, quite literally, one of the most hypocritical amounts of bullshit that I've ever heard in my entire life. And you want to know the reason why? The main reason why this entire thing of advertisers or whoever is sitting there and, attacking, horror channels, creepypasta channels, Reddit channels, things like that, the main reason why they're attacking them is because of the fact of the matter that it's not family friendly enough or some stupid fucking shit like that. And that's a big problem, people. But yet it's extremely hypocritical, like I said before, because of the fact of the matter that advertisers play very often on horror movies, which play a good bit on television, scary shows like The Walking Dead and many other other crazy shows like that. There's no age restriction with those. There's no parental controls with those. People can watch that easily. Children can watch that easily. And yet advertisers still play their ads on those kind of content. Yet when it comes to YouTube content, when it comes to creepypasta content and things like that, unfortunately for me and many others, this is going to wind up affecting us greatly. I wanted to think that YouTube was actually improving a lot more, but I honestly was completely and utterly wrong. YouTube is literally sitting there and trying to purge creepypasta channels of monetization and things like that. Advertisers are now trying to attack many different kinds of people, specifically the creepypasta community right now. Creepypasta community, the community that involves like anything that has to do with horror, will now officially be considered, demonetized. Now, why am I making this video? The main reason why I'm making this video is because of the fact that I'm a horror narrator. I've been a horror narrator since 2017. Or 2018. Yeah, 2017. Specifically 2017. My channel has grown greatly. I have a ton of subscribers. My view count really isn't great now, but back then, it was really starting to go up. And now that I've pretty much came to the realization of what exactly is happening right now, I have this to say. My channel most likely will probably get attacked in the near future. And I'm quite sure it's going to be a lot more so by, advertisers and other pieces of shit like those kind of people. Main reason being why I will probably be attacked in the near future. Hopefully I don't get attacked, but I know for a fact I might get attacked in the future. Main reason being is because of the fact that not only do I narrate horror stories online, I narrate stories that are based on cartoons. Specifically kid cartoons and adult shows and things like that, but mostly kid cartoons like Hey Arnold, Loud House, and so many other, groups and everything like such. All the kind of cartoons, even the Backyardigans, even the fucking Backyardigans. I ultimately, I mean, those are the kind of content that I make. You guys should know that. But what's scary about this is that if I lose monetization on this channel, I lose my job. I literally will have nothing to give on this channel. Now, with that being said though, even if I do get demonetized, that does not mean for a single ounce or second that I'm going to quit making videos. YouTube is going to have to sit there and do a lot more just to make it that I never make videos again. Because I'm extremely dedicated to this. I mean, money or not, I do it for the entertainment that you guys might enjoy. Even if all my videos got age restricted, even if all of them got age restricted because of all these things, I'm still going to keep making videos, and I will never stop making videos, because even if they get age restricted, at least I know people are still going to watch them. But right now, though, that's not the main thing. I'm going to be completely frank with you all here. Advertiser money and things like that are ultimately the things that help this channel grow a lot more. If it wasn't for the ads that I wound up getting on this channel and the support that I get from donations on live streams and super chats, I would not have the things that I have right now. I wouldn't be having this microphone with me. I wouldn't have this computer. I mean, I wouldn't have like the computers and things like that. I wouldn't have the things that I have now. And I know for a full-on fact that eventually YouTube will wind up catching up with me. Whether it be sooner or later is anyone's guess. Because I make a lot of different horror content. And I knew for a full-on fact that YouTube was going to start going after this kind of thing. That's why I've had to sit there and change my tags and everything when I make my videos. I don't put horror anymore in the channel description or the name anymore, even if it's horror stories, because the word horror will trigger demonetization like that. I'm not joking. Try doing it with a video. Put in horror or horror video or spooky horror video or anything like such, and you are more likely to get completely demonetized like that in an instant. That's why I've ultimately been having to be a bit clever here and change the titles and everything. Like spooky stories or things like that that basically are a lot more family friendly in a sense. Of course, I'm still putting in the regular old tags that I normally do, because that's the kind of thing you're supposed to do. And I'm trying to more or less figure all this stuff out. But after watching that video that Andal made, you guys, people, this is something that I can guarantee you is going to probably happen to me in the future. I don't want it to happen to me in the future, but I know eventually it will. And here's another issue too. If I'm not making money, then I'm not going to say I'm not going to make videos, but videos are probably going to become a lot more scarce. They're not going to be like, they won't be every single day, as they usually are. I upload videos every single day to make sure of it that you guys get the best quality kind of content. But I mean, you have to also take into consideration, and yes, I know money is not everything. Money will never truly be everything. Money is just a piece of freaking paper that you have to have in order to live. But at the same time, though, for me personally, that's going to be a big financial crisis for me personally. And that's going to really fuck me up, and especially fuck so many other individuals up now. Now, what am I going to sit there and say right now? What can we do to sit there and try and stop this? We need to sit there and fight back. We need to fight back YouTube. We need to fight back the advertisers. We need to sit there and spit in their fucking faces and tell them that we're not going to tolerate this shit. We need to sit there and stand up. Go to fucking Twitter. Go to Facebook. Go wherever you can that YouTube is active at and spam the living fuck out of them to sit there and not cave in to this shit. It's bad enough that Article 13 may fuck over the internet in one way or another, but it's another thing, too, to sit there and have all this content that we've worked so hard for get completely fucked over because of a bunch of triggered little pieces of fucking shit. This is another reason why I hate social justice warriors. Reason why I hate these stupid feminazi pieces of shit. Why I hate political correctness and why I hate all these things. Because it's because of this whiny piece of shit generation that we are in right now that's so offended by everything that thinks, this stuff is so evil. Get rid of it. It's literally nothing else more than a fucking satanic panic reenactment right there. You think the 1980s and 90s were bad? Well, guess what? It's a fucking repeat right now. Except with horror stories. Except with creativity. And except with all these other things. It is the satanic panic. With the sole exception of it's not religion-based. Like it was in the 80s and the 90s. Hell, even earlier than that. I could even go so far to sit there and say the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and so forth. People, we need to sit there and fight this. We need to sit there and stand the fuck up and sit there and acknowledge the fact of the matter that this shit will not be tolerated. I'm not going to tolerate it, and neither should you tolerate it. If you want horror channels and everything like such to continue on growing, if you want them to sit there and keep on spreading the fucking word, if you want people to sit there and keep on narrating these scary stories so that you can have something awesome to sit there and listen to when you go to bed, I'm going to sit there and say this right now. We need to fight now. Even if it isn't affecting every single person out there, this is just the seed, the small little seed that will ultimately grow into something a lot bigger and will become a lot more catastrophic if we do nothing. The thing that we need to do right now is to take that little sapling and rip it out of the fucking ground and burn it. That's what we need to freaking do, people. We need to save the horror community. We need to freaking save everything that has to do with horror. We need to sit there and tell YouTube and tell the advertisers that they are not going to fuck with our free speech. They are not going to fuck with our advertisers. They're not going to sit there and fuck with us in general, with our livelihood, and with anything that we have to sit there and give. We are not going to sit there and tolerate any of this stupid bullshit, because that's not what we are. We are not going to stand for this shit. And we need to sit there and fight now before it grows. And if you don't fight, and the horror community is fucked over, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Do everything you can. I want you all to sit there and spread the word of this video. I want you to share this video with every platform that you can get. Share this with everything. Go on comment sections of famous YouTubers if you have to and post a fucking link on there. Sit there and go and spread the fucking word to this. Because I can guarantee you that if we do not tear out this fucking little sapling and burn it to the fucking ground, we are not going to get anything. We are going to suffer. We are going to have our channels ruined. Monetization, while I will admit, is not a form of monetization is what helps make our channels great. It helps us live. It helps us put food on the table. It helps us in so many different ways. And if we didn't have that, we would literally be completely freaking broke. YouTube is attacking everyone in the horror community. They've already demonetized at least a few different horror channels. They are completely and utterly not promoting other horror channels out there in horror community videos like mine and many others, including Andal. That's the reason why our views are so low. It has nothing to do with people not watching the videos. It's because of the fact of the matter that nobody's able to see the videos because YouTube won't promote them. People, we need to stand up, we need to fight, we need to tear this shit down. That's why not only am I going to start the hashtag save horror, save creepypastas, and save YouTube, but we need to sit there and completely fight the good fight with this. Because if anything, we don't need this. We need to sit there and put it through YouTube's head and put it through freaking advertisers' heads that we're not standing for this shit. They may be high-ranking corporates, but that doesn't mean we can't fight back. We need to fight back. They're attacking political channels. Now they're attacking horror channels. What's next? What the heck is next? Sooner or later, YouTube will wind up becoming a place full of family-friendly fucking content. Bullshit. Yet they already have YouTube Kids for that. Although I can understand why exactly that in of its own self was probably not a good idea. But even then, though, there's a thing called YouTube Kids. Kids go there. People who are not young children go somewhere else. That is regular YouTube. People, we need to stand up. We need to fight. That's all I can say. Save our fucking horror.